Manchu type villain. And to what you're saying, like, you could not, there's no amount of money on a planet that could convince me to do that. But Jean being Chinese, clearly having a plan to reformat that, I'm interested in it. At the same time, I would never do that, you know, and it is a little bit in many ways about who is using these things to say something.
From a purely literary perspective, since I can use my degree here, a trope though, typically, you know, is something, has a definition, and is often a metaphor for other things, and everyone from Faulkner to, you know, Toni Morrison, everyone used tropes, and we were talking about this earlier. I think what can happen with tropes is that they are often defined in the dialectic between the other characters, and I think that what can often happen with a trope, which is fine, is that it can make the other characters stereotypical and other. So that would be my argument about that. Like,
could you define trope?
Sure. Well, trope just means like it's a figure. Like, for example, in Beloved, like Sugar, you know, she represents. She's actually kind of a derivation of. I don't know how many people are familiar with The Sound and Fury, Faulkner's Sound and Fury, of Dilsey, the maid who speaks at the end. So basically, in a lot of ways, Beloved is Toni Morrison's response to The Sound and Fury. And both of them were concerned about race and politics in the South and all that kind of stuff. And so tropes is a fine thing. It's like a metaphor. A lot of the Bible tropes. Your characters that represent certain ideas, right? Or they're in place of. So in comics, I guess that would apply, you know, truth.
Do you consider certain kinds of conflicts to be a trope, or certain kinds of settings?
I have to look. I don't know that. I thought trope always literally usually applied to characters, but I'm not wrong about that. But I'm saying what I think can happen. It's fine for a character to represent. So trope just literally means that it represents something else, right? So that's fine. But like I said, like